Hello and welcome back to Yard Arts. Thanks for joining me again. Okay, so we're continuing with the Golden 44 and we're on number 64. We are going to cover the essential 2-dart finish for number 64 and I'm going to show you the 4 rounds of practice for this number. This should be starting to get a little bit more familiar now anyway, and that will include the practicing for the miss rule, and I'm also going to show you an alternate finish and a couple of ideas for this number 64. So on to number 64, and as with all these 60 numbers, the first dart is indicated by the number that we are on. So 64 is treble 14, okay, just like 61, treble 11, 62, treble 12, 63, treble 13. I am repeating these all the time just so it goes in, just so it becomes second nature to you. And 64, treble 14, and that's 42. And the finish for that is double 11, treble 14, double 11. The numbers here are 42 and 22, quite easy numbers to add up, but I don't use numbers here. I like to use linking, the concept of linking, just so I can, and I form a little bridge there, and again just write that down, do it slowly, you'll be able to see that bridge really easy. It's actually the opposite of what 61 was, which was treble 11 double 14. It's just the opposite. That's another link, maybe, possibly. And of course, practicing for the miss here is you would assume that potentially you may miss 14, treble 14 rather, and hit big 14, and that would leave you a shot out at bullseye, or at least to set up your 50. Okay, now that's if you had 2 darts. Now if you had 3 darts, you may want to go another way, and I'm going to give you 2 options. Now I prefer to finish on a double top or double tens, so I've got 64. I'm probably going to go for treble 8, which is 24, which would leave me another 40, so a double top to 64. And again, the miss rule, I have to practice in my practice routines that I might miss treble 8 but hit big 8, okay, and that would leave 56, and I've got 2 darts left. That would be a single 16 for double top, okay, and that's how I would do that. Now if you were a 16s player and you're a little bit flashy, okay, you could go for double 16, okay, and that would make 64, but I would advise trying to aim for the inside of the ring, okay. And if you don't, so you want to aim quite thick going in there, okay. So, and if you hit double 16, brilliant, you just need to go for double 16 again. But if you hit big 16, okay, it would leave 48, okay, and you got 2 darts left. And remember, when we're doing 16s, as I mentioned in one of my other videos, you just have to knock off 2 from the last number, and it would be a single 16 for double 16. So you would just go for your single 16 again, okay, and you would be able to knock in double, well, hopefully you'll be able to hit double 16, okay. And that's just basically, it's quite messy, I hope you can see that though, but that's the alternate finishes, 2 dart finishes and 3 dart finishes for number 64. So on to the 4 rounds of practice. Round 1, you say the number and state the first treble that is needed. 64 is treble 14. Round 2, you state the total that is left. So 64 is treble 14, leaves 22. Round 3, you state the double that you need. So it would be 64 is treble 14, leaves 22, double 11. And round 4 of the 4 rounds of practice, you state what is left if you miss the first treble but hit the big number. So this is practicing for the miss, okay, that I keep banging on about. So it would be 64 is treble 14, leaves 22, double 11. If you hit 14, it leaves 50. And as with all these numbers, you can simplify. If you know something completely, you don't need to practice it. And 64 treble 14 leaves 22, double 11, hit 14 and leaves 50. If you know that 22 is double 11, you don't need to practice it, and it's quite an easy one to kind of miss out round 2, and it suddenly becomes 64 treble 14 double 11. If you hit 14, it leaves 50. And then if you know, with all these 60 numbers, like I've mentioned before, you know, if you miss the big treble and hit the big number, it always leaves you 50. Then if you know it, you just don't need to practice it, and 64 suddenly becomes treble 14 double 11. Really easy. Okay, so come in next time, Golden 44, number 65, most likely. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're getting something from this. Thanks for watching.